All right, you guys, welcome to tonight's team call. I am your mama bear, Corey Mayo, and I am going to be speaking. So originally my topic was going to be just strictly inviting. But as so many of you are kind of really diving in to learn more about coaching, and we have so many new coaches on the team, I really wanted to touch on more than just the inviting process, because being a successful coach and working to that invite and sending the invite out, and then the follow-up and the things that happen after the invite are all working pieces that are intertwined, right? It's not just one aspect. So tonight I kind of want to talk a little bit about the moving pieces of that, and then we can dive a little bit deeper into each of the areas. Okay, so much information is out there. If you go into your coach office and you look at the FAQs, if you look at the live trainings that Beachbody has rolled out for us, if you look at YouTube and you just search any topic, or you just search Beachbody, if you Google, like, there is a plethora of information. I also provided a Google Drive for you girls that has an abundance of knowledge all wrapped up into one thing. But here's the thing: we can get so wrapped up in learning and perfecting what we should say, and perfecting our posts, and perfecting our scripts, and talking to our customers and potential clients, that sometimes it leaves us feeling overwhelmed. And then we typically we pull off the gas and we are like paralyzed and we stop. And as I was thinking about what I wanted to share with you girls tonight, I was very quickly reminded of a recent occurrence of this unfolding right in front of us, all of us, in the 4-week gut protocol group. So many girls, when they were diving into the materials for that program before they started, it was like, oh my God, I don't know about the containers. I don't know what I should be eating. I don't know about the food. I don't know if I can, like, all of this overwhelm of all the newness, right? Then kind of leads to a little bit of panic. And then we kind of are paralyzed because we're like, okay, well, now where do I start? Because I like try to take it all in at once, and now I don't know what to do. And then after the being paralyzed or kind of stopping in our tracks, then our mind tends to be flooded with the self-doubt, the fear, all the reasons why we can't do it, why it's not going to work for us. And all of a sudden we find ourselves justifying why we can't be successful at this, or why we haven't been successful yet, or why it's easier for so-and-so to do it versus for us to do it, right? It's so easy to let all those negative thoughts take over. But I also want you to know that when we broke down the meal plan and we all took a deep breath in the 4-week gut protocol, we all survived, right? We all just did our best in the first couple of days, and maybe we took an extra week to plan a little bit more. But everybody that kind of panicked in that group, they found their stride, right? They found their rhythm. And one of the girls even reached out. She's like, I'm really excited about this meal plan. So I want you to think about that as we talk about this topic tonight, because it can be so easy, and it's so human nature to get wrapped up in why this is hard, why we can't do this, why it's easier for so-and-so to do it. They have the secret sauce, or they're already at their goal weight, or they have whatever it is that you're looking at somebody else and comparing yourself and saying that they have all the things figured out. I promise you they don't have all the things figured out. And I promise you that they have struggles too. Okay. But what we need to remember is to take a deep breath, take a step back, and to just be willing to take a step forward and grow along the way. That is how we create success. You guys, Anya, I'm going to use you, and I hope you don't mind. She shared a post the other day, and I said, I'm going to give you a little bit of feedback. And I'm so proud of you for posting, because you guys, it's a step outside of the comfort zone to put yourself out there and start posting. And she used a graphic from Beachbody, and I just simply sent her a message and I said, hey, I just want to tell you I'm super, super proud of you for posting and starting to put yourself out there. And I don't want this to be discouraging. And this is not, it was never intended to be discouraging. It was intended to be a teaching moment that we don't want to brand Beachbody. They spend millions of dollars branding themselves. Okay. They do a great job at corporate marketing themselves. We as Beachbody coaches want to market us. Now, with that said, I was able to teach her that because when I first started, I had my Beachbody link in my Instagram profile, like in my bio at the top, and I would make a post and put my link directly in the comments. Does that feel icky? Like, if you see somebody post that, is that something that you want to see? Is that something you're like, oh, I want to know more about that? Yeah, not really, because you nobody wants to be sold to, right? Like, you don't want to feel like somebody's pitching you. Like, what's the first thing you do when you drive when you're looking for a new car? You avoid the salesman like the plague, because you are like, I'm going to do the research and I want to figure this out myself. I don't want you hounding me and selling me. Okay. When I have a question, I will come to you. So I want you to kind of think that in the back of your head a little bit. But I'm going to come back to the sales part of it because I don't want that to paralyze you either. But my point is that we all have to start somewhere. Okay. There are many posts, and when they pop up, I typically share them from back in the day when I would post my my Beachbody link, or I would use a graphic from corporate or whatever. The good thing was, is I was taking this step forward, right? I was putting myself out there. I was trying different things to see what was working. What I have learned is people don't want to be sold to. We'll come back to that. And corporate doesn't need any help with me branding them. I need to brand myself, my story, and my mission. And that is your goal as coaches, to brand yourself, to brand your story, and to brand your mission. Okay. And so I shared the 4-week gut protocol story because I know as new coaches, or if you've been a coach for a while and maybe you're not quite where you thought you would be yet, or you've been, we'll say, a discount or preferred customer for some time, and now you're excited to start sharing your story a little bit more and helping those around you. And it can be a little overwhelming. Okay. It's natural. You're not weird or different or a failure because it's uncomfortable and it feels a little awkward, but we have to take the steps forward so that we can find our voice, we can find our way, and we can connect with our followers and what they need from us. Okay. We tend to overcomplicate what makes us successful in this business. And there are 3 vital components to building a successful business as a Beachbody coach. It doesn't matter your color. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter the size of your pants or what the scale tells you. What matters is that you are willing to share your story, and you are willing to do these 3 vital steps consistently over time. That doesn't mean that you have to spend 8 hours a day working this business. That doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice your entire life to be this business. This business model is designed for you to be able to work it around your current life schedule and create a life that you can step away and not have to work all the time. Okay. So I want you to think about those things. So you don't need a special degree. You don't need to look a certain way. You don't need to come from a specific background or have a specific body type or anything special to be successful in this business, other than to be you. to be authentically you and share your story, because there are a lot of people out there who are going to connect to you, to Lisa, to Leah, to Anya. That's who I can see on the screen, that aren't going to relate to me, right? Because we all bring something different to the table. And that's our superpower. That is your secret sauce, is being you when you practice these three steps. Okay. So the three steps, they're so freaking simple, you guys. I already know you're gonna be like, well, what's the catch? There is no catch. The catch is that you have to do these three steps consistently over time, okay, and be willing to grow and move through the motions. So the first one is being committed to your own journey, okay? You have to be committed to your own journey. When you are in your program or in your nutrition and you are in your journey and working on bettering you and taking steps forward for yourself and working towards your personal goals, you feel good. You vibrate at a different frequency. You have energy and you are excited about what you're doing, right? So when we are excited and have good energy and we're vibrating on a higher level because we're doing something for ourselves and we're keeping our promise and we're feeling really, really good, we naturally want to share that with those around us, right? I'm feeling so good because of X, Y, and Z. And I know that you've talked about struggling with similar things in the past. And I have no doubt that you could feel really, really good too. I would love to do this together. Okay. I'm getting a little ahead of myself because that's the invite and that's next step. But the point is being committed to your own journey and taking steps for you and keeping your promise builds your confidence. It higher your energy level and it makes you excited to share that journey on social media, to talk about it when people ask you questions in person. Okay. So the first step is being committed to your own journey and then sharing your journey. And yes, social media allows our reach to be so much broader than face-to-face, but that doesn't mean we can't still share face-to-face and be an example for those who are around us in person, okay? You don't need to be perfect, but you need to show up, okay? You need to show your journey, share your struggles. But here's the thing, you guys. We as coaches and working through mindset stuff, we don't want to just share the struggle. We want to share, maybe we're in the thick of it and it's not easy right now, but how are we working through that? How are we going to put the flip on that so that we're creating positive steps, right? We don't want to just share the struggle. We want to share how we're working towards making things better, okay? Celebrating your steps forward and being open and vulnerable, okay? So that's number one. Number two is inviting friends to join you and then following up. Okay, so that reminds me of a great book, Good Vibes, Good Life. Yes, I haven't read that one. I'll have to add that to my list. Okay, so inviting your friends. So I kind of already said that. Like when you're feeling really good, it just, you naturally want to share that with others because it's exuding from you, right? Like you're just like, oh my God, I want to, like this book, I want to put this book in every freaking person's hand that I know, because every single person that's living right now needs this book. Like that's how your energy is when you are in the thick of it and you are doing it and you're showing up every single day, you guys, is you know how it's changing your life. So you know the potential impact it could have on lives around you. That's why we became coaches, right? Like you're not just a discount coach or a preferred customer if you're sitting on this call. You're sitting on this call because you have some desire in your heart. You're not really sure where it's going yet, or maybe you do, but you have some desire to pay it forward and to help those around you. You have to invite them to your party. Okay. You can't just stick a sign in the front yard and post on social media and say, hey, if you want more details, let me know. And say you're invited in the front yard, because people are going to drive by and go like, well, she really talks to me, or that sounds like a lot of fun, but I'm not really that bold to like just go show up at somebody's backyard that I don't really know or don't know that well. You have to connect and send the one-on-one invite. Okay. It's not as scary as we make it to be. Again, we blow it up into this big, scary thing, and then we become paralyzed and we don't do it. Okay. Sending that invite and just saying, and inviting somebody to join you in a challenge group or to learn more about coaching. That's how we make a difference, you guys. That's how we plant the seed of belief in those around us. Okay. So as I keep talking, I want you to kind of, when you hear the word invite, or I put a goal out there for some of you newer coaches to invite, I think it was 10. Was it 10 this week? I don't remember what it was now. Don't quote me on that because it's getting late and I've been up since 4. So when you hear the word invite, or that you know that that is what is going to help you move your business forward, what things come to mind? Like what words, what thoughts, what starts to come to your mind? Put it in the chat for me as I'm kind of talking, and then I'm going to go through and read, so that way we can kind of talk about it. So inviting is how we plant the seed of belief and we make that connection with people one-on-one in a more intimate conversation, right? So I want to talk to you about a call that I recently listened to from Bonnie Engel, and she's amazing. I actually shared it with some of you girls, and maybe you already listened to it, but she talks about how we're also afraid to be salesy. And in the beginning, I said that people don't want to be sold to, right? People have a problem with being sold to when it's about the salesperson, right? So like for a used car salesman, they really don't give a shit if the car is really what you need. They want to meet their quota, they want to make their commission, and they want to get the car off the lot, right? I mean, at the end of the day, they're pushing product, they're selling product, and we know that as a consumer. So unless it's somebody that we know and trust because we have a relationship, we tend to put a wall up. And that's what happens when we don't have that one-on-one relationship and that connection with our followers, and those behind the scene conversations of wishing somebody a good day, wishing them happy birthday, thanking them for their love on your post, different things like that. When you start building that connection, that builds trust. You showing up and being consistent on your posting and social media, your storefront, that builds trust because they see your consistency. They see that you're walking the talk, right? So she talks about how people are afraid to be salesy, yet we sell every single day of our life. You sell your kids to eat their vegetables. You bribe them, right? You're selling them on eating their vegetables, or to do their chores, or to get their homework done. You sell your husband in an argument because you're always right? Because we're always right. I mean, let's be honest. You're selling your friends when you go to a restaurant and you have a really good experience, and you share with them what restaurant to go to, what you ate, how the service was. When you have a really good pair of, I'll say joggers, because my girlfriends were asking about my joggers last night at the party, I was selling them. I'm not a Zaya rep. I have a friend who is, and I'm connecting them to her, but selling because I loved the pants. I loved the way they fit. They were comfortable, right? We are selling every single day. But when the transaction benefits us, we tend to flip the script and look at it like it's a negative, and like we're being that salesy person. Here's the thing, you guys. You will never be a salesy person as long as you do your job after you make the sale. Okay? If you build belief in that person, you can't do it for them. Okay? You can't walk this path for them, but you can be there for them to lean on. You can give them guidance. You can give them support and love and the resources to achieve the goals that they share with you. Okay? You're providing value. And yes, you make a commission on that because your value and your time are worth something. I want you to remember that, and I want you to hear me loud and clear, because you are not a salesperson and you are not salesy. You are offering a gift to transform their life, not just physically, but you are giving them an opportunity to be a part of our community who will love and support them. You are giving them the opportunity to be tapped into resources that can dramatically change the course of their life. That is worth sharing. And it is a disservice to our loved ones, to our friends, to our followers to keep that to ourselves, you guys. We need more of us to share that this isn't just about the physical transformation. This isn't just about being a certain size. This is about loving who we are. This is about living our best life while we are here. And it's about feeling good and being happy and living a life of joy. That's what you get to offer. Okay. So I'm going to check and see. I don't know if anybody wrote. It doesn't look like anybody wrote anything. So you guys are all too nervous to share something. So, okay, I'm going to open my view up so I can see all of you. Well, Lisa, you're the only face I can see because everybody else has their cameras off. But I mean, is it fair? Is it fair to say that there's maybe some fear, some self-doubt? Like, what do you like? What's the worst that can happen if you send someone an invite? They say no, they don't respond. It's not going to be the end of the world, I promise you. I've had more than my fair share of no's, okay? And the no's are just no, not right now. They're not no forever. And it's not no against you as an individual. 9 times out of 10, it's because they're, one, not really sure what you're offering. 2, they don't have the belief in themselves yet, okay? Or it's just not a good time. Or there's always that they opened it while they were walking out the door and had 10,000 things in their hand and their phone opened the message because the notification was tapped and then they forgot. But we always take it personally if they don't respond right away, right? So I want you to remember that it's not personal. It's not a no to you. It's just a no, not right now. For whatever reason, it's not a fit in their life. And that's okay. Okay. Because we are not a salesperson. It is not about us. It is not, how many of you guys have gotten the message where it's like, hey, would you mind buying whatever it is? Because I'm almost reaching my next promotion and it would really help me out. I mean, that's great. And if we were girls, I would help you out. But if you're cold messaging me and we have never spoken, you don't know anything about me and you're asking me to help you out, probably not, right? Probably not. I'm not a sale. So if we treat our followers and our people like their family and their friends, because that's what they are, like, look at all of us, right? Like, we talk all the time and we support one another. We have a friendship and a relationship that continues to grow. It's not something that happens overnight, but it's also something that takes effort to grow. I want to read something really quick from the chat. Ani just said, trust me, you don't want to see the 6% stop. And I need to stop doing just that, taking it personally or assuming that my story isn't good enough, etc. Yes. Leah, you have so much freaking value to bring to the table. It's not even funny. It's just working through all of that and being ready to, and here's the thing, you guys, when you share your story and you breadcrumb that in your post, you get to decide how much you tell and how much you don't. They don't need to know everything. And I'm going to use Caitlin as an example. She's very good about being, look, there are details about my divorce and this season of my life that it's not just her. She'll tell you, it's not just my story to tell. Nobody needs to know all of the details, right? So you can always say things like that if you're not ready, or you don't even have to talk about it at all until you're ready. Nobody's telling you that it has to be a certain way. We're just encouraging you to share pieces of you so that you can build those relationships and connections with the people who are following your story. Okay. So number 2 is the invite. Okay. But we're inviting because we're sharing an opportunity that can change their life. And we are connecting because we are people, not because we are pushing a sale. And then after we make the sale, that's when our job really starts. That's when we love our people, we help them, we guide them, we answer their questions, and we help move them through the process so that they learn to stand on their own 2 feet and feel confident in making decisions for themselves. Okay. And then number 3 is get people results. So I kind of already talked about that, but get people results by supporting and loving them. So bod groups, plugging them into, like, if you have, I think the biggest thing I hear, because like if from new coaches is, well, your bod group is so big and there's a lot of engagement and a lot of people in there and blah, blah, blah. I only have 1 or 2 people. You have 1 or 2 people who is trusting in you to help them. That's 1 to 2 lives that you have in your hands to help. We didn't start with enrolling multiple people a day or a month. It's grown over time. You guys, I started as a new coach who had 1 or 2 clients that wanted to do a challenge group. You know what you do? You give those 1 to 2 people the best experience so that when they talk about how good they're feeling, they want to exude that to everyone around them. You be the best waitress at the best restaurant and give them the best freaking service and experience of a lifetime. That is how we change lives. That is how we make a difference, is by loving on our people and not worrying about the numbers and that I should have had this many people. It's when somebody says yes to you, you give them your everything, right? You give them the best possible experience. You be the coach that you want for you, okay? So you get them results. And if you're in a bod group, are you in the group and engaging and commenting and building relationships with a couple of the other girls each day? Now, I personally, because I run that group, and like Caitlin, we go through and comment on every single person's thing because we want to make sure that everyone feels seen, everyone's questions are answered, and we're celebrating every single person every single day. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is go in there, love on a couple people, start building those relationships and friendships with people so that when you bring people in, you want them to feel that experience too, right? You want them to feel loved on and have that experience of other people engaging and celebrating with them, right? So that's how we build that connection, is engaging in the bod group, or if you're doing a message thread with your girls or a text thread, that you're really being intentional about supporting them, okay, and helping them get results. So then the last thing I have is we create momentum by taking action, not the other way around. We have to take the first step forward and do the work, and do the work consistently. We have to be willing to fail forward, okay? And that's just learning along the way, right? It's just trying things, see what works. It's sharing pieces of our story. It's learning how to, what time of day to post works best for you, and just little things like that that are going to give you such an edge in building your business. But we'll never learn any of those things, and we'll never be able to inspire or impact anyone around us if we don't take the first steps forward, right? Okay, so let's not get overwhelmed. Let's not panic and then get paralyzed. Let's take a deep breath, tackle that to-do list I gave you this morning, each day in stride. Just do it. And if you didn't do all of them that day, then try better tomorrow. You guys, we just have to start somewhere, right? And we have to build that consistency in showing up for our goals and for our business. I rented a beautiful freaking house in North Carolina, and y'all, it sleeps 15 people. So I'm waiting for y'all to get on board with me here so that I'm not partying and drinking at the pool by myself. Like, I need my friends there. So this is how we do it, right? Is being committed to ourselves and sharing that on social media and with those around us, inviting our friends and family and followers to join the party with us, right? Because we're excited and we're feeling good and we're making changes, and we know that we can help other people make changes in their life too. And then we freaking love them so much and help them get results. Okay? Simple. It really is so simple. We just have to take the fluff out and do the work. Okay, so Anya says, I have so much to say. I just don't want to say too much, push people away from saying too much. Okay, perfect. So before I wrap things up, so I'm assuming that's like in the inviting process. Simple, 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 you guys. So here's the thing. Because we're so excited, sometimes we almost like word vomit. Like, we want to just give all the goods and be like, here, this is what I'm doing, and it's so amazing, and I'm feeling this, and you should do this with me, and here's how much it costs, and this is what you get. And take a deep breath. Okay, let's I get it. Just an invite, and something super, super simple. Okay, inviting them to learn more about what you're doing that's helping you feel so good. And when they come back, or if they comment on something and say, I would like information, I want details, what are you doing, or they, in a message, they say, yes, I'd like more info. Deep breath, pause. If they respond and they say they want details on a post, you reply to them and say, I will send you a private message so we can talk further. Okay? Take the conversation off of your comments, because you're not going to get deep with them in the comments, right? So take the conversation into a private message. If you send a private message invite and they say, yeah, tell me all about it, send me more info, is one that you will get, right? Or how much is it? Okay, this is where we pause and we take a deep breath. Okay, we say awesome, I would love to get you more details. I'd be more than happy to get you the pricing details, but it's really helpful for me to pair you with the right, I can't think, I don't want to say package, with the, my brain's shutting down, you guys. I've been awake too long. Okay, so if they say, yes, send me more details, or yes, I would like pricing info, you just say something like, I would be more than happy to get you that information, and what's going to fit you best. But it's super helpful for me to know what your health and fitness goals are, or what your goals are with your nutrition and fitness, or what your wellness goals are. Okay, ask for their goals. Then when they come back and tell you their goals, you say, okay, awesome. I have no doubt that we can help you work towards that. When you're working towards, you need to ask more questions. Okay. When you're working towards insert their goal or goals, do you tend to struggle more with nutrition and knowing what or how much to eat, making time to work out, or a little bit of both? Most people are going to say a little bit of both, right? But now we know what their goal is, so what they want to work towards. And then we also know what their struggle is. What's their pain point? What's hard? What do they view as hard? Sometimes it's mindset that's in their way. And sometimes they'll come back and say, time for working out. It's okay. So we have solutions for that, right? We have workout programs that are only 4 days a week. We have workout programs that are only 20 minutes a day. If you do morning meltdown 100, they're only like 15 minutes a day if you do one a day. So when we know what their goal is and we know what their challenges are, we have a better opportunity to provide value and connect them with a program and a package that's going to help them reach their goals by serving their struggles, rather than just saying, okay, here it is, $160, this is what you get. And they're going, well, I don't, what, okay, like, but what is that going to do for me? You know what I mean? Like, that's making the sale. That's being the car salesman, right? We need to pause, ask more questions. I do have an ultimate inviting script, you guys. I made it back in 2017, but I literally still navigate my messages almost identical. Yes, my verbiage has changed a little bit. And the verbiage of our packages, like back then it was an all access package. Now it's a total solution package, but you'll get the gist of it. But that's in our team files. I will link it in the comments below today's post to remind you about this call. I'll also drop it in the new coach group so that way you guys have access to that too. But it literally walks you through, like, I send the invite. If they say yes, this is what I say. If they say no, this is what I say. If they say yes over here, this is what I say. If they say no, it like just keeps going depending on which way they go with their answers. But the biggest thing is we really can't serve our people and help them unless we know what they want to work towards and what their challenges are. A good example of this is a girl commented on my my 1 week results of this program this morning. She's like, I'm going on vacation in 2 weeks. I definitely need this program. And I was like, probably not the program you want to do for just 2 weeks and right before vacation, because she's going to eliminate all those foods and then go stuff her face and enjoy vacation. And she is going to be really unhappy with herself. Her stomach's going to hurt. She's probably going to be gassy and stinky, and it's just not going to be a great combination, right? So, but if I was just pushing a sale, I would have said, yeah, I'll send you the details. Here's the link. No, we just need to connect them with the right program. So somebody in that situation, like the 3-day refresh might be a really good option, because it's a just quick 3 weeks or 3 days, and you drop water weight, you drop your bloat, and you can go on your way. But it's just really connecting with them and figuring out what their goals and their struggles are. Okay, so I think that's it. Hopefully that helps Anya. And does anybody else have any questions before I wrap it up? Does that help with inviting? Lisa, I keep looking at you because you're the only face I can see. Yeah, okay. Okay, you guys just know that I say this all the time, but I will keep saying it because it's true. And if it helps build belief within your heart, then it's worth saying every call. You can never say the right thing to the wrong person at the wrong time. So meaning they're just not ready. Okay. Doesn't matter if you do backflips. It's not their time. And you can never say the wrong thing to the right person at the right time. when they're ready and they've been watching you and your vibe is there, even if you do word vomit, it's okay. They'll understand. And you know what, Anya or anybody else, if you've already word vomited on a couple people, shoot them a message back and just say, hey, can we start over? Like, I I am so sorry. I am just so freaking excited because I just started this new journey and I've been doing this for however long. And I'm just so excited to now be sharing it with others because it's done this for me that I just got a little overzealous. And I apologize if I came off overbearing or if I loaded you with too much. I just want you to know that I do appreciate your love and support. And if I can ever help, I'll always be here or something like that. You know what I mean? That was off the cuff, but something just letting them know like, hey, like I'm still new. I'm still learning. I didn't mean to be pushy, but I am really excited about this because it's helping me do X, Y, and Z. And just come back to the person level. You have to think about what would you say to somebody in person? You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I know that when we type to text and stuff like that, like we change the way that we talk, but we just have to remember that at the end of the day, we're all people, we're all humans. None of us are perfect. Like they're going to respect you for sending them a message like that and just being authentic and real than if you just like were awkward about it and then like never talk to them again or like just try to like go like maybe message them again down the road and totally ignore the fact that it was awkward. Does that make sense? Like just be a human, make that connection and move forward. So I love and appreciate you girls. Thank you so much for being on. I will get the recording up and then I will also send over that script that I have in a document so that you can just read through it and hopefully it will just kind of reiterate what I kind of talked about, but in a little bit more structured. Sorry, my internet. So all I was going to say is I will get the recording up and you guys have a great rest of your night. Thank you so much for being on. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay. Have a great rest of your